D, I'm looking kinda dark. You might have to adjust my aperture or something. Turn my audio up too, man. You know I like to lounge back in my chair when I kick it. Feel like Arsenio, Bill Maher, Stephen A. Fucking them sway with the cameras, and I go hard. True reporter, got a story from the fucking start.
Man Cave for Cheddar. That original hip hop paparazzi.
Oh, baby. Hey. We have our first female host tonight. Oh, wow. Or guest, I'm sorry. Yes. Our first female guest tonight, Feeva, the beautiful Feeva. How are you tonight?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely. I see you've been busy.
Yes.
Extremely busy.
Too busy. No, never too busy.
Yeah. Could you care to share a little bit what you've been up to?
I just launched my new clothing line, Trap Couture.
Okay.
That's the name of it. It's a male and females line. So something that I thought of plenty of times, but I just decided to put my foot forward and like get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So.
How's that going?
Pretty well.
Yeah.
Pretty well. Just launched maybe 4 days ago.
Okay, so it's fresh and new.
It's fresh.
Alright, so where can people go to get it?
LaTrapCouture.com. You can buy stuff there. You can look at @LaTrap_Couture on Instagram.
I saw one of those hoodies. I think I need to order one.
I think you do too.
Yeah,
before they are gone.
Yeah, those hoodies are
They're limited
nice.
edition. That color. Yeah.
It's like a kind of like a khaki green type of color, is it?
No, the one for the men's is like a salmon.
Oh, okay.
It's like kind of like a pinkish.
Oh, okay.
So you know.
All right.
Only people with swag can pull that color off.
All right. Let me get one of those. Yeah. So yeah, what about photos? I know you're big in modeling. What's going on with the modeling stuff?
I haven't really been doing too much modeling. Actually trying to market myself as far as modeling. I haven't been doing too much of that, let me say. I was, however, recently in Smile video from Troy Ave. I was the lead role in that video.
Okay.
I do things here and there, but I'm mostly trying to focus on branding this company that I just started with a clothing line, and I'm trying to keep hold of my, other business, my daycare. So it keeps me too busy to focus on the modeling side of things right now.
All right. So back to videos. You've been doing videos, but you've done a lot of videos.
Yeah,
a lot of
I've done
videos.
a lot.
Yeah. Give it up to people. She's all over YouTube. She's done a lot of videos. Gucci Man. I know you done a Gucci Man video.
Yes, pick up the pieces.
All
Gucci
right.
Man.
So what's that like working on a video set with rappers and artists?
I enjoy it, honestly. And earlier in the game, it wasn't so nice because you would sit there for hours on set, and when you're just trying to make a name for yourself, you may get paid like a little bit of money, or you may not get paid anybody. But I'm so happy that those days are behind me.
Give it up. I say once you have a lead, you probably need to get your own trailer and stuff like that now.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go that far, my own trailer, but I do get paid good money, and I get accommodated well, and it's just more interesting. Work. I don't know. It's just a different thing, but you gotta like put in the work first. You know what I mean, before you can get to that part.
Nah, you put that work in, definitely. You earned it. Thank you. You're a true hustler, though.
Thank you.
Because I've seen you in front of the camera, but the work you do behind the camera is very interesting.
Yes. Thank you for noticing that.
Definitely. That's you. That's you done that work. But speaking of that, like I think the first time I met you, or the first time we kind of worked together, and I kind of I remember we were doing a party, and at the time it was a green and white party. It was a green and white affair, and this is man.
That was in Brockton, right?
Yes. No, was it Brockton? I'm not sure, but it's about 10 years, maybe more
Randolph.
than that, maybe 12. Randolph.
Randolph,
That's what it was.
yeah.
Randolph. Yes.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And it's funny because I don't remember many things.
Yeah.
I remember numbers, and I don't know, for some reason that just popped up into my head. Yeah.
Can we pull that up and take a look at that?
Oh my goodness.
That was like pre Feeva, or would you like early days, correct?
Yes, it was.
Alright, let's check it out. Let's take a look at this, guys.
Cheddar.
I don't
That original hip
party is
hop
going down. It's bananas. I mean, yo, hold on. Just turn the camera. Turn the camera one time for us.
What up, Cheddar DVD? This is Olivia B. from Manchester, New Hampshire, representing Check out handsomeboyclothing.com. We're at the vault right now. Y'all should be here. Y'all really should be here. Cheddar DVD.
I just wanted to say that Cheddar brought us all the way out here from Chicago, and they got bitches. Cheddar got bitches. There you go. Shit. I'm not hard. Big homie, show 'em back there. All the hoes around here, man. All day, every day. These Cheddar girls everywhere, man. This shit ain't right, man. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta. Hey, they at your ass down here in Beantown.
You thought Chi-Town had the hoes. You know how it go over here on the East Coast with these hoes all day, every day in the bean. We got that homegrown green shit that make every other city envious, you know, but it's all good love. That's all it is. Yada the Fizzle is good envy, you know?
Hey, they got some hoes down here, man. I don't know what you heard, man. They done ran all the hoes out of Chicago with that pimping. I guess they down in Boston, because it's fucked up down there.
That's what it is, dog. We got that taxation pimping out this motherfucker. It's Massachusetts all day, every day. Get that cheddar. Holla at your boy.
Cheddar DVD, baby. Yes, sir.
I'm Feeva from Boston, representing for Cheddar DVD today.
And I'm Frenchie from Boston, Massachusetts. Holla, Cheddar.
I'ma pop this into the DVD in the dash, nigga. I ain't even gotta wait till I go home. I'll put it in the car, nigga.
Me and Albie, you know what it is, baby. You remember me when I was like knee-high to a grasshopper. Now when niggas bigger and they got my money up and I'm ready, you know what I mean?
I fuck with cheddar all day, every day, man.
Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Put them up, come on! Put them up, come on!
See all the fly ladies around here. You see we popping bottles. We getting it in. There's nothing else we can say, yo. Oh, here we go.
Shout out to Cheddar DVD at the Cheddar DVD party. Miss Boston, are you in? Boston in crowd. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man Cave from Cheddar.
Wow,
Got a original
give it
hip-hop
up to
pop
Feeva.
rocks.
She's a cheddar model. She came in the game with the cheddar model way back. I like that hairdo.
Which one? Not that one.
Yeah, that one.
Whoa.
Yes. It was. You know what I remember about that though? I remember the first time meeting you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it was like in the Walgreens parking lot because I brought you the pants or something or the shirts or something. I brought you something and you were like, "What we gonna wear with these shit?" It was the shirts. I was like, "Let's do white pants or something." Remember we had that discussion? Yeah, it was a discussion or something like that. But I remember that time and you kind of came in the car or something. Or you kind of, we kind of met and I was like, "Whoa." But I guess for me, it's, I'm always professional. So, so I'm like, damn, she's drop dead gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Like, it's work. So, I thought that was like, wow. So, you came a long way. So, keep doing, like, you kept yourself looking good. That's what I'm saying. So how them other girls, are they, from that time to now, where are they?
I feel like I'm not really in touch with many of them from the video. Me and Chantel still talk. She's doing great.
Okay.
From the video, no, I don't. Frenchie, I haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah. So it's like that in the game.
Yeah, it's like that,
Wow.
Some are true to this and some are not.
Yeah. So being that you've been doing this for so long, what's it like on a set? Is it tough? Like, is it are dudes trying to hit on you? Like I said, I know I'm professional, but I know I work with plenty of dudes, and they, you know what I mean? And it's just like, when they get to work with a female, they're not, they just can't, they can't separate it from business.
Yeah, no, so. It is. I could definitely separate it. I actually take pride in the fact that I just try to keep it really professional. It's really important to me to keep those relationships business because when they turn to something else, it just hurts your chances to get further and it stagnates you. So I just try to keep it professional. Okay.
So what happens, say you do a shoot, in a Troy Ave, a Gucci man, they shoot at you, what happens?
I mean, nothing.
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 Nothing? Come on, you can share with me. This is Man Cave. Come on, share with me. Come on, we want to hear it.
Most of the time.
Could you give me an example?
I don't really want to say an example of.
You don't have to use any names.
Okay. So
we'll keep them. We'll keep.
What usually happens? They'll send their assistant or another friend to do the talking. They don't. It's rare that they come over and be like, oh, because they're the star. So they do it differently. And I really don't know how to explain it, but it's just like you have to like be in the industry to understand it. But I don't mix it. I don't mix it. I tried very hard not to mix it because that's really important to me, and that's why I'm where I'm at now, and I'm still here. And you haven't heard anything about me on the streets. No, nothing about me sleeping with people and all that stuff, and that is important to me. So yeah.
You get offered like lots of trips and offer like what's the wildest thing you've been offered?
The wildest thing I've been offered. I mean, I don't know. I've been offered trips like for people to take care of my whole life. But I mean, you know, you can't just believe everything you hear. Most of the people just talking. You know, you just never know. I don't know. It's important to me to know the person. You know what I mean? So.
All right. So you got thick skin.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I have to have thick skin. I have 2 sons.
Okay.
So.
Alright. So going back to when I met you, you was a hustler. What kind of shocked me though was when I did meet you at that first when we had that first interaction. You were modeling, but you also had a daycare, and that was kind of like really intrigued me. Probably more than the modeling. You know what I mean? Just because I'm just an entrepreneur by nature, so I was like, ooh, it was just like one of those things. Like wow, like. Yo, you know, you kind of ran out, and you wasn't all done up. You like ran out. You was like, you said something, and then you kind of and you went back to say, I gotta get to these kids or something, like you know, to the degree. I was like, wow, interesting. You know what I mean? And today you still have big kids.
I do. I just recently hired someone to run it for me, and I finally had the courage and the trust in someone to actually do it for me the way I would. So I'm just like overseeing it, and I have someone else running it for me while I start my journey for the clothing line. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I don't have to go back.
How long you been in the and how long have you been in the daycare business?
It's been at least about 12 years.
Yeah, get that up. That's what's up.
Yes.
That's what's up, people. For real. 12 years.
Yeah.
You know, most people don't last 2 years at anything. So
I know.
You know what I mean? 12 years. That's what's up. That means you getting money.
Yeah. I'm trying.
Yeah. You got to come in all types of ways.
I'm never satisfied.
From the rappers to the kids. Yeah. So speaking of now, you're moving off into your styling, or into your clothing line. I know you worked with Neo for a while. You was out styling him.
Yes, I did. I was on tour with him for maybe a year, and I styled him for a while. I was on part of his promotional team. That was a great experience. Yeah, so that back then is when I noticed that I wanted to do styling. I dibble and dabble here and there with different people still now, but then I started really saying, you know, let me produce my own line, you know.
So what's that tour night like with Neo? What's that like going on the road?
Oh man, he was he's a really down to earth, silly type of guy. So it was just like being around like a friend that you know forever. It was really comfortable. You know, we toured on the bus, so you know we had the bunks on the bus, and it was a great experience. I would definitely do it again.
Yeah. All right, that's what's up. So I'm gonna give you all a real story. I'm gonna give you a real story, right?
Okay, let me take a drink first.
You're gonna need a drink for this.
No,
This is a real story and it's funny because it has to do with yourself and Neo. They were both there. Y'all both at this story. So I want to say this. I don't know what year this was. This is probably after the Green and White affair. By now you're a little bit more popular, and I remember I was doing a party BET weekend in Atlanta, and you came down to Atlanta, and I remember you actually came to the party, I believe, and Neil was at the party, and I remember this is the funny. I've never told this story before, and it's funny because it's not that I didn't tell the story, but it just was no one that I really tell. So
Right.
At the time, my wife was supposed to come to the party, but when something happened and she couldn't come. There was a reason why she didn't come to the party. So I had so we got ready to go to the party, and I remember you was coming to the party. You came with us. So I all I remember, like Nia was at the party. We're gonna jump to this footage. I have this footage of this party. Scrappy was at the party. It was a nice party actually. Tony Neal or Scream, one of them DJ at the party. It was at 10 Pins in Atlantic Station, Atlanta. Okay. So it was a really nice party. I think Akon was there, Neo was there. It was a nice party. Mm-hmm. But it was funny because the whole time, right? I'm like, listen. I tell the videographer, I'm like, listen, do not record Feeva. I literally told him, do not record Feeva.
Why?
Because my wife was not there. You will not believe. I just said, do not record, because it just was going, for some reason, even though it was, you could probably say to this day, I've never ever flirted with you, never ever, nothing to this day, but because I remember the first time she was just like, wow, who is that? You know, like, because it's a pretty girl, and and a lot of times she'd meet the people I work with. Right. So she hadn't met you. Oh, okay. So when we get to the party and she didn't come, I was like, oh my God, if she sees this girl in this party, she gonna be like, I know you over there fucking with that chick. I just knew it. So I was just like, yo, whatever you do not record Feeva. So we're gonna jump to this footage, right? But I'm sorry, Feeva is not in it, but she was at the party. All right, let's get to this and we'll be right back.
Man Cave, Cheddar. That original hip-hop pop rocks.
Gentlemen, we are here at 10 Penn in Atlantic Station. Cheddar is definitely in the building. It's the Cheddar Party. It's BET weekend, so we just living it up. I'm over here whooping somebody's ass in this bowling. Y'all don't understand. I write songs and I bowl. That's what I do, all right? It's power flowing through that. Okay? Understand that. I need y'all to get a glimpse of how large I'm living right now with the black diamonds and the white diamonds, It's all about unity. Can't we all just get along? Ebony and ivory, you know what I mean? It's a symbol that stands for completion. It's very important to me, Completion is what I thrive for, is what you thrive to become more complete, So I knew if I was going to get something, I had to get something that meant something to me. So there we go. It's bling with a meaning, ladies and gentlemen. Bling with a meaning. So, I don't know if y'all heard it yet, but it's a remix of that Blaze Miss Independent. It's a remix out right now featuring me, Jamie Foxx, and the boy Fab. Make sure you check that out. It's Neo, the gentleman, you're the gentleman in short. Shout out to my homie Cheddar. We in 10 Penn getting it in right now. I'm about to go knock some pins over. I'll see y'all in a minute.
I already know what time it is, man. G's Up TV. We took over Cheddar DVD. It's going down. It's the official Cheddar DVD 10 Penn. Last party of the week award Sunday BET. It went down. All weekend long, we here live with Scrappy. He getting out real big, 10 Penn, Mr. Gucci Man himself, Gucci'd up. You see he got the G's on him, man. What's up, Scrap, man? Holla at him, man. What poppin', homie?
Man, I'm chillin', man. I'm still the Prince of the South. You know what it is, man. Keeping it 100. You know what I'm talking about? G's up. Get your motherfucking G's up. Yep. The album coming out January 27th. Do something about it, nigga. Go get it.
Prince of the South is in the building, man. Come a little closer. You gotta see the whole visual. Get the top to bottom. You have to get the top. Go to the bottom. Those are G's. That is green, red, and brown. Okay, the pants go. Oh my God, does the pants have G's on them? Oh my goodness. Scrappy still in the street, nigga. We still down. Ain't nothing happened. Ain't no Grussel been lost. BET Award weekend. Y'all in our city, nigga.
True shit. I was like,
that is a good story.
I was like, yo, Steve. I want to say Steve was with us that night. I was like,
It's
I was
so
like,
funny
if
how
TMC
you don't know like what's going on and other people behind the scenes. It's crazy.
I was like, if TMC's Feeva in this, cause she, like naturally, when you're with someone, and you're real to and you're true to it, you can kind of let them know. And I think when I seen, I don't know if I knew you were gonna be in town,
right?
And I kind of bumped into you,
right?
So then when you showed up, it was like, oh, you was hanging out with her. What the hell? You sent this girl to town, so I didn't want it to seem like something that it just wasn't. So I just purposely like, I'm like.
I don't even want to go through it.
Nope, I don't even want to go through it. So I had to cut her camera time short.
Right,
so speaking of being in a relationship and being in the industry, are you in a relationship? Are you single?
Currently, I'm not in a relationship.
So being in a relationship and being in the industry, how was that?
Well, I was in a relationship for 8 years. I just recently got out of a relationship.
Hold on. Yeah, she's single, right? All right, for all y'all out there, she is single. All right, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But I hate being single, so I won't be single for long. But yeah, I was in a relationship for 8 years, and I was with him for 8 years because we didn't have any issues with me being in the industry. Totally secure with himself. Awesome. So like though that is gonna be hard to replace or find someone else that was like him. He was the best when it came to stuff like that.
Was he in the industry?
No,
but he was cool. That's what's up. I respect that.
Like before that, it's like I thought it was never gonna happen. That I was never gonna find someone that was comfortable and, you know, secure with himself. And, you know, sometimes I would get in a relationship, and even if they're secure in the beginning, they would end up insecure somehow in the middle, towards the end. Like it wouldn't be anything that I would do. It would just be like just things like, you know, like my ex, I used to bring him with me to photo shoots, and the photographers are always like, they don't really like when you bring your boyfriend to photo shoots and stuff like that, because usually guys like, you know, the girls don't perform the same because they're ashamed or afraid of doing certain things or certain poses in front of their boyfriend, what have you. With him, they used to be like, oh, where's he at? Like, when you gonna bring him back? Like, is he coming back? He'll be like, toot that ass up a little bit better. That should look better this way.
Yes.
So, you know, he was all the way with it. So, yeah.
Wow. So where did you say it goes wrong, or what makes it go right? If you want to have a relationship in the work that you're doing, being in the industry, what's important to help the relationship work?
You just have to have an understanding. And like with some women, they cater to the insecurities of the man, and that's like the biggest mistake you could do. Like you just have to be, but you can't like say you're doing one thing and do another, or you just have to be secure with yourself and know as a man, you have to know your woman, and as a woman, you have to know your man. That's it. It's basically what it boils down to. You just have to be secure. It's hard to find. Like people are not even secure with themselves and by themselves, let alone in a relationship. So it's really hard to find. So, and I'm not like the type of female that is, I like for my man to be free. You know what I mean? I don't call 1,000 times. I don't check 1,000 times. He can have female friends as long as I know them. I don't like trip over little stuff. And some of my friends may say I'm too passive in that manner, but I think that's what creates the trust and the longevity in my relationship. So now if you betray my trust, that's a different story. You know, but I give the benefit of the doubt because I don't want to be, if I'm ever with someone who makes me be that person that has to call every second or whatever, I just don't want to be with you, because that's not how I want to be. Is
it hard? Do you find it's hard for men to approach you? Like men have a hard time speaking to you?
Yes.
Yeah. What's some of the things they say?
Well, after speaking to someone and getting to know them, and they're like, oh, you know, you're kind of like unapproachable. And I'm like, wow, really? They're like, you know, before they were like, oh, you never smile and this and that, and you're just really intimidating. And I never really understood that. But at the same time, I kind of like that, because if you're that intimidated, then I don't need to talk to you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just weeds out like certain type of people. So I don't really know why people think that I'm intimidating.
So what works? At what point does when a man comes up to you, what is it that, oh, okay, he got my attention?
I'm very observant, so like I'll pay attention to my surroundings. So like if this same guy is trying to talk to me that tried to talk to her and her, no. Or if like I know the person being around and I just like know certain things like from myself, not from people telling me anything. I just, I kind of just pay attention. I observe different things, and I'm really big on personality, and like not so much like I don't want an ugly man, but looks don't matter as much to me as a personality. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me, because if there's no conversation, if there's no dialogue, then I may not ever know, because it's not a visual thing for me. So
I could be fucking ugly as shit. As long as I can talk, you got a chance. You hear that?
No, it's like, it's not just
right?
about talking. It's just personality. It's something you can't hide or fake. Like, it's just that thing.
little self-esteem get you a long way.
Yes, exactly. A little self-esteem.
Yes, we're here tonight with Feeva. How can they find you on Instagram and stuff, on Facebook and stuff? Instagram, I know you're big on IG.
Yeah, Feeva_D on Instagram. Everything's basically the same. My Twitter's the same. My email is the same. I keep it pretty consistent, so it's just simple for me.
When you are in a relationship, what's that direct message like? Is that a tough, or how do you handle your DM?
I mean, some of them I don't reply to, and some of them, well, most of them I don't reply to. Let me say that. And then, you know, if I'm in a relationship, I may share, you know, some things that I feel like is, you know, interesting.
Can you give me an example?
I mean, the worst one I get is when guys be like, I know I'm a regular guy, I know you don't like regular guys, but automatically right there, it's like, no, dude. Even if I was even thinking about it, I'm just no. Like, why would you think of yourself that way? You know what I mean? That already shows low self-esteem. That already shows that you have some type of stereotype against me. Like, why would I even want to talk to you? Like, I don't know why guys do that. Like, oh, I know you don't talk to regular guys. I do talk to regular guys. I mean, what's a regular guy? I don't know. That when
so when you say you share, how do you share? You share it with your mate?
Sometimes.
That's what's up.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I share too much information. Yeah. I've been told.
Yeah. Why? Yeah. What's something that you share that you?
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I could be open. Like, I could just say and do certain things, but I have to be mindful that, you know, men are different from women with certain things. So.
Nah, I don't think so. I think me personally, I think communication is the best. When you can just say whatever the fuck is on your mind.
Right.
If you can't say what's on your mind, then you being fake to a relationship.
Right.
Or
exactly.
you just not, and because you're not being true to yourself.
Exactly.
Like, so if you're feeling some type of way, if something's on your mind,
right.
and it don't matter if it's gonna hurt someone's feeling or not, but if it's just how you feel at that moment or whatever it is, you should speak on it. Because if not, that shit's just gonna build up, and you're gonna be, and now you holding shit in. Oh, I'm not gonna say this. I'm like, fuck that. Either say that shit or shit. You better find some different situation.
Right. Exactly. You know? Exactly. And that's what I mean. Like, men and women, they cater to. Sometimes, like, say for instance, if a guy's in a relationship with a woman who is like what I said I wasn't, like, you know, constantly calling them like kind of insecure, like being demanding, and then the guy's like breaking his neck, doing this and that to like accommodate. That is unhealthy. You know what I mean? I feel like that's unhealthy, and in the long run, it's just gonna put stress on that person instead of like reassuring. It's a difference between catering to that behavior and reassuring your woman or somebody that, you know, we straight. You know, you got this. Like, it ain't nothing going on. But, you know, then there's those times where guys do dumb shit and they cheat and they make a woman insecure. And I feel like at that point you have to decide, are you going to forgive this person and move on, or are you going to stay stuck? Because if you're going to stay stuck, then you need to just let the relationship go. That's how I feel. If you can't forgive and move on, then you should leave the relationship. That's just my own opinion, though.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Interesting. So you was telling me about that rapper that wanted to be with you.
Who said that?
Oh, I could have swore you was like, this rapper tried to knock me off. This rapper tried to shut me out. I could have swore. Am I bugging? Did y'all hear that? I could have swore I heard something like that, huh?
What is he talking about? Said that.
Which one was it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've had like this dude for the longest time trying to buy my panties. Like, he is on it. Like, he wants them to be used.
He wants them to be used.
Like, worn.
Worn?
Yes.
For a couple of days.
For a couple of days?
Yes.
So what did how did y'all meet?
We didn't meet. That's the thing. He found me on social media, and he's been in my he's been on all my emails. And he's like, you know, I entertained it for a second. I'm not gonna lie, because I wanted to see how much he was gonna pay. And then I started getting scared because I'm like, you know, I don't want him to put voodoo or nothing on my panties. So
how much did he offer you?
Like $400. Yeah. But I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to walk around and shit starts happening to me. So I'm like, no, it's not worth it. I'm not gonna do it.
Guys, your pussy just fall.
It's just how legs start.
Boom! Right off the She just lay in the curb. This motherfucker gotta get my drawers.
He started at 100 though. He was like, I would like to buy your panties, and I'm like, what? He's like he's the second one, but he's the most consistent. That's the second time that someone wanted to buy my panties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like send him a picture?
No. I didn't entertain him that far.
Scratch and sniff or something?
No. Scratch and sniff. No. I didn't.
No.
So yeah, that's crazy.
How much would it have been for you to do it? At what price would you say, shit, he could have these drawers?
I mean, if he would have said a stack, I would have been on it. Like, okay, where's the meal box?
Yeah.
How many days you want him to be worn? Okay, coming right to you. Next day here, okay.
So people really request drawers.
Yeah, they like used shit. They want used socks. They want it all. I'm about to start a website. Everybody can send their used panties.
Yeah.
I'll sell them for you.
2 days or better. I got these 48-hour ones, baby.
48 hours.
I was with the Africa in these ones. I came back. Didn't take these ones. I didn't make it.
Yes. Let's start a business.
Yes. Use panties.
Use panty business. Hey, I don't know. I might start that. Don't be surprised.
Yeah.
Don't steal my idea.
Nah, I'll help you get some.
Okay.
I'll try to help you get some used panties.
Shit. We can go on business together.
Hell yeah. I want $2 too.
Shit, fuck it.
Shit, so I sent some drawers.
Oh man.
Hell yeah. So you've been traveling all over the world?
Kind of.
You got your passport filled up?
Yes. No, it still has a long way to go.
DR?
Yeah, I've been to DR.
Africa?
I was supposed to go to Africa, but my assistant kind of did a little boo-boo, so I didn't get to make it there. Yeah. I had the pleasure to be on the cover of Smooth magazine, and they were casting in Africa for the next cover. So I was hosting the casting in Africa, but when I got to the airport, my passport wasn't. It has to be good. I think 6 months after or before you leave. So mine was expiring in 3 months. So they wouldn't let me get on the plane because they said even if they let me get on the plane, I wouldn't get back home. So that was a sad day. Yeah. But I'm sure I'll get there one day.
Yeah, Smooth magazine, huh?
Wow, that was like in the books, because let me tell you, I tried out for Smooth magazine at least 3 times. Sandy is so hard. It is so hard to get in that magazine, and let alone to get a cover. So when she called me, I didn't even try out. She just called me one day and was like, and I'm like, what? That was like a great accomplishment for me, because I literally tried out 3 months to the point where 3 times to the point where I was like, you know what, she don't want me in that magazine. But eventually I got the cover, so I was super excited.
Give it up. So what do you like better, print or video?
I don't know. I think I probably like video better, because with print, you just never know what's going to happen. You never know if they over edit you, which I hate. You never know if how you're going to look in the picture, because every photographer has different techniques. You know, every photographer shoots different. So I've been disappointed a lot, like looking at pictures thinking they were going to come out great, and then I'm like, who is that? Like, you know, they do a little too much to the face or to the body, and I'm just like, I don't like it. But video, it's like basically what you see is what you get, and you kind of have more control, because you put on the clothes, like most of the time I dress myself for videos, and then, you know, they have the makeup artist there, and I don't know, I just like video. I like mingling with people. Like photo shoots is just you, the photographer, and that's it. And then the videos, you can meet new people, you make connections, you learn a lot. But once, you know, you've done 10 photo shoots, you've done 20. It's the same every time. Most of the time.
Interesting. Anything else? Any big screen? Can we get you in the box office?
Oh, hopefully one day.
Yeah.
Not today, but one day.
Yeah, all right. I see you working. I definitely believe you'll be there soon.
Oh man, well, I'm happy you have so much faith in me.
You come a long way, you know, and you're very, like, a lot of people kind of, they get going and they kind of stop.
Yes.
And you just kind of keep going and keep going and keep going. So, you know, the sky's the limit.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I try.
All right, cool. Well, our first female guest has had a seat on the red couch, and I don't know, she gave us what she gave us. Feeva, give it up for Feeva. Yeah. Make sure you check out her clothing line. Make sure you check her out.
Trap Couture.
Trap Couture.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm looking for one of those pink hoodies. Yes. I might wear it on one of the next shows, so look out for that. It kind of matches your hair, so it's kind of like that same color.
It actually does match my hair.
Yes.
Yep, I wore it the other day, and it did match my hair perfectly.
Yeah, I see. That's what's up. That's what's up. Signing out. Peace.
Man Cave for Cheddar. That original hip hop paparazzi.